The $7 return that built a billion-dollar empire. The fluorescent lights of the cramped Seattle garage flickered as Jeff stared at the return package in his hands. Another book. Another disappointed customer. It was 1995, and his fledgling online bookstore had been operational for just 3 months. "We're bleeding money, Jeff," his accountant had warned him that morning. "Processing returns costs us $7 per package. Most companies charge restocking fees. I'm on a fixed income and can't afford to lose this money." He implemented a no-questions-asked return policy. Free returns, full refunds, no restocking fees. This story will change how you think about success forever. But Jeff couldn't shake the email from Mrs. Henderson, a 73-year-old teacher from Iowa. "I ordered the wrong edition for my grandson. If you're struggling to build something meaningful in your life, hit that subscribe button now." He read every single one. At 3 a.m., you'd find him personally responding to complaints, suggestions, even thank-you notes. That night, Jeff made a decision that his investors called business suicide. "I can't drive to bookstores anymore. Your service is my only access to books. But your packaging is hard for me to open with one hand." "You're insane," his business partner said, slamming his fist on the makeshift desk made from an old door. "We'll go bankrupt in 6 months." But Jeff saw something others didn't. In Mrs. Henderson's email, he didn't see a $7 loss. He saw a lifetime customer. His team protested. It would cost an extra 23 cents per package. The obsession that everyone mocked, while competitors focused on profit margins, Jeff became obsessed with customer emails. One email changed everything. Reduce return windows. Add restocking fees. Limit customer support hours. "Dear Amazon," wrote David Chun, a disabled veteran. 12,000 veterans became Amazon customers within 6 months. Jeff spent the next 72 hours redesigning their packaging. "She spent $8,000 with us. Elderly. Our customer service helped him learn to use the internet. Our recommendation engine helped her discover books that got her through cancer treatment. She's written 43 positive reviews, driving $200,000 in sales. He's brought his entire retirement community to our platform. That's $230,000 a year." His CFO calculated. "How much is David Chun's dignity worth?" Jeff responded. The new Easy Open packaging launched 2 weeks later. David Chun ordered 347 books over the next 5 years. He told his story to a veterans forum. "But know this, we're not building a company. We're building a customer revolution. Every dollar we lose on customer obsession returns as $10 in lifetime value." What decision in your business or life are you avoiding because it seems too costly? Drop a comment below. Let's discuss. The meeting that nearly ended everything by 1997. Amazon was hemorrhaging money. The board called an emergency meeting. "We need to cut customer service costs by 40%, the lead investor demanded. Jeff stood up slowly. "I have a different proposal." He pulled out a stack of printed emails, thousands of them. "This is Sarah Martinez, single mother. Our flexible return policy allowed her to order clothes for her growing kids without fear. This is Robert Kim. This is Jennifer Adams." The room fell silent. "Gentlemen," Jeff continued, "you see expenses. I see relationships. You count transactions. I count trust." One investor stood to leave. "This is madness. I'm pulling my funding." "Then go," Jeff said quietly. The principle that built an empire 3 years later. That madness had a name: customer lifetime value. While competitors celebrated single sales, Amazon tracked 20-year projections. The math was staggering. Average return cost, $7 average customer who experienced great return service. $1,270 in lifetime purchases word-of-mouth multiplier. Each satisfied customer brought 3.4 new customers. But Jeff's obsession went deeper. He instituted the empty chair rule. Every meeting had an empty chair representing the customer. Every decision had to answer. What would the person in that chair want? 8-year-old Timothy wanted to return a telescope. It was broken, and he'd saved all year to buy it for his dad's birthday, which was tomorrow. This principle can transform your life and business. Subscribe now to learn more game-changing strategies from the world's most successful entrepreneurs. She overnight shipped a replacement at Amazon's expense. $127 in shipping for an $89 telescope. One December, a customer service rep named Maria received a call. Policy said, process the return, send a replacement in 5 to 7 business days. Maria saw the empty chair. Her manager discovered this violation the next day. Instead of firing her, Jeff promoted her. You understood something most MBs don't, he told her. Timothy isn't buying a telescope. He's buying a relationship with his father. You honored that. Timothy's father wrote a blog post about the experience. It went viral. $3.2 million in telescope sales followed. She'd spent $47,000 on Amazon by 2001. Her grandson, whose textbook she'd ordered, he became an Amazon engineer, inspired by how the company had treated his grandmother. The revolution nobody saw coming. It's about understanding a fundamental truth. Wealth isn't built on transactions. It's built on trust. By 2001, analysts mocked Amazon's unsustainable customer obsession. The company was billions in debt. Competitors boasted higher profit margins. Share your thoughts below. And trust, Jeff discovered, compounds faster than any investment on Wall Street. Then the dot-com crash hit. Companies with efficient customer service collapsed overnight. Why? When times got tough, customers abandoned businesses that had treated them as transactions. But Amazon's customers stayed. More than stayed. They increased their purchases. Why? Because for years, Amazon had proven one thing. We care about you more than we care about your money. What if customer obsession replaced profit obsession? What if lifetime value replaced quarterly earnings? What if you built trust instead of just building resumes? Mrs. Henderson, the teacher from Iowa who'd returned that book in 1995? The $7 decision worth trillions fast forward to today. That business suicide return policy? It built a $1.7 trillion empire. But here is what Jeff understood that his critics didn't. Customer obsession isn't about losing money on returns. Every time Amazon chose customer satisfaction over short-term profit, they made a deposit in an invisible bank account, the trust account. Here is the question that will change your life. What would happen if you became obsessed with serving others instead of extracting from them? The lesson that can transform your life, the principle that built Amazon's empire, applies to every area of life. Relationships? What if you gave without keeping score? What if you loved without conditions? What if you served without expecting returns? Career? What if you focused on adding value rather than collecting paychecks? What if you solved problems instead of watching clocks? Business? What if every decision started with, how does this serve, instead of what do I get? Your customer obsession action plan. Identify your customers. In life, everyone serves someone. Your family, employer, clients, community. Who are you called to serve? Institute the empty chair. In every decision, imagine those you serve sitting across from you. What would they want? What would serve them best? Record every time you choose service over self-interest. Watch how these deposits compound. Track trust, not just transactions. Create a trust journal. Embrace the $7 losses. Find your version of the free return policy, something that costs you but builds immense trust. Do it consistently, not days. Every interaction is either a deposit or withdrawal from your trust account. Which are you making? Think in decades, the choice that changes everything. Not a business choice, a life choice. He chose to see people as relationships, not transactions. He chose to measure wealth in trust, not just dollars. He chose obsession with service over obsession with profit. Start asking, how can I serve? Your obsession with serving others is the seed of your future fortune. Sometimes the difference between struggle and success is just one mindset shift away. Drop a comment. What's one way you'll practice customer obsession in your life this week? Let's start your journey to unmatched wealth, the kind measured in impact, not just income. That rainy night in Seattle, Jeff Bezos held a $7 return package and made a choice. That choice is before you right now. In your relationships, will you choose giving over getting? In your work, will you choose service over selfishness? In your life, will you choose to build trust or just collect transactions? The path to unmatched wealth, real wealth, lasting wealth, wealth that matters, begins with a simple shift. Stop asking, what can I get? Because when you become obsessed with serving others, success stops being something you chase. It becomes something that chases you, ready to build your own empire of trust. Subscribe now for more transformational stories and strategies. Remember, the wealthiest people in the world got there, not by taking the most, but by giving the most value. Share this story with someone who needs to hear it.
Hey, wait, if you made it this far, it means the story touched you somehow, right? Then you can't miss the next one that's showing up on your screen right now. Click it, I'll meet you there, because the next one is even more powerful.